Hi, this is Mark Hoke. Has out-of-control inflation, gas prices, and grocery costs wrecked your wallet? Then check into automated day trading with Trading Made Easy. Trading Made Easy has spent 5 years helping people put cash in their pockets with their simple-to-use day trading software. So if you're ready to leave that 9-to-5 job behind, visit TradingMadEasy.com or call 800-971-4160 to sign up for a free live training seminar right now. That's TradingMadEasy.com.
101.5 FM, KDWN.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Filled with wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's bring on the tag team of Andrew Fish Fain, Joe DeFalco, and your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, everybody, what's going on? It is Sunday morning here on KDWN. It is the Mark Hoke Show, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I am your host, Mark Hoke, and my tag team partner, as the open says, Andrew Fish Fain, sitting across from me. Big man, what's up?
Vandergriff.
Oh, stop it. Oh, you're seriously starting with that already?
Vandergriff.
You can't be.
Wherefore art thou?
He's going to be at the FSW card tonight at the Silver Nugget.
Yeah, he's running from me.
He's not running from you. You are chasing him.
No, my friend.
No, you're stalking him. You
Maybe.
are stalking him.
Much like DDP.
This is bizarre, Andrew. You have lost your brain.
Yes, I have.
I don't know what's going on with you. I mean, do you have some sort of... Do you have a Ray Finkel thing going on in your bedroom right now or something with Vandergriff posters and... You know,
they all have. No, I have a Bray Wyatt thing. It's like my fun house. I have red X's on the eyes.
Dude, it's unhealthy.
He's scared of me.
No. I guarantee you, he doesn't even know who you are.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah, okay.
That's what people say here. They're scared of people. Well, I don't know him. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, whatever. Joe DeFalco, we will hopefully be getting Joe in the second hour. Joe is, of course, setting up for that big FSW card tonight. That's going to be a pretty interesting evening, to say the least.
Absolutely. It's one of their best cards of the year, next to Mecca, which just happened.
Yeah, Hammerstone will be defending the FSW championship against the winner of a 30-man battle royal tonight.
That's my boy, Hammerstone. He's going to be in my corner against Vandergriff.
Let it go.
Just to make sure there's no shenanigans.
I will sing Let It Go again if you don't stop.
No tomfoolery.
I will. But it should be a great night. I will be down there along with a couple of friends, so I would highly recommend you check it out. If you haven't gotten your tickets, go to fswvegas.com. Pick those up right now, because there's probably not many left, would be my guess.
I would imagine, because there is no doubt that the FSW puts on the greatest shows always.
Yep, so head on over there. Should be a great time tonight at the Silver Nugget, 5 o'clock. Loaded card, I think.
And if you always wanted to see some ex-WWE wrestlers, Carlito's going to be there.
Yeah, Chris Masters. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It really is. Great card always.
Yeah, Davey Richards is going to be there tonight, too, one of the American
awesome.
Wolves.
Yeah, that's always fantastic.
Yeah, so this is going to be a great night. And, hey, and you can say hi to me, too.
So you got the good side and the bad side.
Stop. You're a terrible human being.
Yes, I am.
You are.
I am. Oh, there's no question. I mean, that wasn't. We weren't debating that, were we?
All right. So once again, get over there, check it out, fswvegas.com. Before we get into what happened last night,
which has to be the top story of today,
of course, I want to send a sincere thank you out to all of our fans around the planet who showed up big with this week on our podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Downloads. I know wrestling shows on YouTube that don't get the amount of views that we got on the one day of podcast downloads this week.
Easy for you to say.
Not today. So
you know why we got that many downloads?
No, we don't.
Because they're waiting
Stop.
to see me versus Vandergriff.
I'm going to walk out of here right now. We're going home. But seriously,
thank you so much to everybody across the planet. And we covered all the United States, South America, a bunch of countries in Africa. You're everywhere. And
we're big in Cameroon.
I didn't look if Cameroon was on the list, but I want to thank everybody for downloading the show. We really do appreciate it. And if you want to go back and check out all of our past shows, just go to markhokeshow.podbean.com and you can download it there directly or go to a ton of different sites. That
you will be joining 26,000 others.
Just one day. There were other days too, but that was a pretty good one. But seriously,
good one.
We really do appreciate that. Thank you for.
From the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate it. If I don't sound appreciative, I apologize. I'm just too busy focused on Vandergrift because when you got a big fight coming up, you got to remain focused.
You're done. My God. All right. So, but once again, we really thank you so much, everybody. But a wild night last night. Holy cow! I don't even know what to.
Is this considered one of the big 4 pay-per-views for AEW?
Yeah, this is one of the big AEW pay-per-views.
They only have 4 though, don't they?
Yes, they do 4.
So there are all the big 4. I mean,
that's usually how it works. 4 is 4.
Well, the point is that WWE has their big 4 in the Royal Rumble, the WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series.
Yeah, but they only do 4.
So, where does this rank in this? I mean, which one's their WrestleMania?
All Out. Which, of course, ended up being a complete disaster at the end because of what happened with the CM Punk Ace Steel Elite Chomp Fest, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, so I guess if that happened at the end of WrestleMania, it would probably be the same sort of
thing. Could you imagine that?
Oh, good Lord, no.
If there was a massive fight between whoever won the world title and some of the other guys, like Triple H or something.
Yeah, after WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior got into a scrap.
Yeah, something like that. But this is now we're reset again. I think in AEW.
I think so. I think they've now gotten, actually, believe it or not, gotten past it.
Yes, I think that it's over, and we've definitely moved on because
the only thing left is what's going to happen with Punk.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him, but you never know. Like I said, hey, you know what? If there's money to be made, business is business. But let's talk about what happened in Full Gear last night because this was. Overall, was a very good card. I think there were a few matches.
I think the show, for the most part, delivered.
But absolutely, it was a crazy evening. Let's take a look at what happened last night. The open of the show, a 6-man, a 10-man tag match. Not worried about that. But Ricky Starks, as we talked about last week, beats Brian Cage in a pretty solid match. Starks is picking up Cage and throwing him around, man. And that's not easy to do.
Kudos for AEW for not just destroying Cage early, letting him at least get to the semifinal.
Yeah, and we had mentioned last week because Starks had gotten hurt and it postponed how this tournament was going to play out in the final instead of being at Full Gear last night is now going to be on Dynamite, and that's going to be Ricky Starks versus Ethan Page as they will face off for a shot at I won't say who
the new title. The title.
Someone who's got the championship. We'll mention that in a little bit. But it looks like Ricky Starks is going to get the rocket for a little bit.
Apparently. They've strapped that thing on him.
Good for him.
As long as he's not having to have the same rocket that Austin Theory had.
No. But Brian Cage, great performance again last
Absolutely.
night. Looked fantastic. So we'll see with Ricky Starks and Ethan Page going at it Wednesday night. Eddie Kingston, very emotional last night. And this may have, if on the surface, if you don't know what was going on, this may have seemed like a throwaway match. But Eddie Kingston wrestled Jun Akiyama in the pre-show. Akiyama is a Japanese wrestling legend who was really Eddie's first kind of hero, really, in professional wrestling. That would be like if I got in the ring with Hulk Hogan. And wrestling. I'm just saying that's what that would meant to Eddie last night. And
I think he could actually beat Hulk Hogan now, right?
No,
I don't think so. He's not going to pick you up and slam you.
He's going to squash my head. It would be done. But Eddie Kingston gets the win and is just all over the place to wrap the match up. And he got to wrestle his hero last night, and it showed. And it was kind of fun at the end. Of course, he was hyping up. There's a little bit of time left, and he was hyping up the pay-per-view. And I can't say on the air what he said to purchase the pay-per-view as motivation, but he did a good job.
If you're wrestling your hero, do you want to see your hero fail?
Well, but it's different in wrestling. With it being scripted, it is what it is. But, but it was a lot of fun for Eddie.
I know, but wouldn't you go and say, you know what, I'm going to do the job for him?
Yeah, but it wouldn't have made sense for him to do the job. Eddie's, Akiyama is in the AEW universe is just a guest star.
No, I got you. Okay,
so
fair enough.
Yeah, so that wouldn't make sense for you to take that. But a good finish to the pre-show, and that was a good hard-hitting match. We open up with Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Which, by the way, I love the fact that he is now making it. He's not just Jungle Boy. He's Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yes, I think that's terrific. A nice ode to his dad, Luke
Absolutely.
Perry. If you didn't know that, he is the son of Luke Perry from 90210, the late Luke Perry. Taking on the big man, Luchasaurus. Steel cage match. And I got to throw something out here. I was so happy when a bad thing happened to Jungle Boy in this match. Well, look, this has been my complaint for a long time about steel cage matches. For those that haven't seen a steel cage, a traditional steel cage match, it looks like the wire fencing at the school. It looks like the dog kennel walls.
It didn't used to. Remember, it used to be that big, ugly blue ball.
No, that was the WWE thing.
Those are the original steel
Before
cages.
that was what a steel cage looked like, and they got rid of it, thank God. But when Luchasaurus took Jungle Boy and rubbed his face on the cage. Now, what if I decided I was mad at you?
Face apart.
Yeah, it would grind away and you'd bleed.
Yes.
Well, for the first time, I think in 2 decades,
someone bled.
Jungle Boy bled when he got his face rubbed. I'm like, yes!
That's what should happen.
Yes!
Absolutely.
That's what we do. It's a steel cage match. You don't like each other. Thank you, AEW. Round of applause.
I don't know if they did that on purpose, however. I think it just sort of happened. He didn't blade.
I couldn't tell, but good for them.
I don't think he bladed. I think it was natural, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, a little hard way work.
Yeah.
There you go. It's called hard way when you...
I know the terminology.
I know you do, but everybody out there might not.
Hard way is not rolling double fours.
Yes.
But
But after things kind of got rolling, Jungle Boy wins the match. They had dragged Christian out. Of course, he had split the duo up, was the catalyst for that.
Jungle Boy Jack Perry had to win this match.
Yeah, he did. And great job. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. Of course, the two of them had been the AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Right. Are they going to end this feud at this point? Was this the end of their feud?
For now, but I don't think Christian's going to be real happy.
No.
Of course.
I think Jungle Boy Jack Perry wants a piece of Christian anyway.
They were supposed to, they had that really short match at All Out, but Christian was hurt. His wrist is still messed up. So we'll see where all that goes, but a great match to open things up. And then, Fish, you came in here yelling about the aftermath of this one.
Just the ridiculousness of it. It pisses me off.
Let's get to what happened first, because so we had Death Triangle. That is Pac, Penta El Cero Miedo, and Rey Fénix.
I like the way you say it with the accent.
Yes, thank you. I'm working on that. taking on the Elite. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks making their return after the suspension, wrestling for the Trios Championship. Now,
got a nice ovation.
Look, I've complained about this before, and this is the thing that I love and hate about Young Bucks matches.
Spotty.
They did that little square thing again, where the 4 of them were standing in a square. You had the Bucks, you had the Lucha Dragons standing there.
Did you just call them
yeah, because they are Lucha Dragons. Doing their thing, coordinated, and all standing in their little corner of their little square they made. And yeah, I just hate it. You wouldn't do that in a fight.
No, you see it for them, you go, okay, something's about to come up. Something spotty's happening. Here it comes.
Yeah, and it came.
It did.
And there were other typical Young Bucky spots in there.
Of course.
But on the other side, incredible athleticism, great coordination. The choreography on the stuff that they did looked good. It's just a matter of if you like that or not.
What was interesting was that being that they'd been out since, what was it, August?
Yeah, it's been since All Out.
Yeah, so they hadn't lost. There was no ring rust.
No,
the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
And Kenny, I think, actually benefited from that because, of course, Kenny had just come back from all those injuries.
Yeah, right.
So, and he looked great.
Yes, he did.
He really did. So, Death Triangle wins the match after Rey Fenix. Of course, Pac had been taking the hammer that rings the bell, and he'd been winning matches like that, and Phoenix never wanted to do that. Well, Phoenix did it when he was about to get a one-wing angel from Kenny Omega, and Death Triangle retains the Trios Championship, which of course shocks everybody.
And end the story there. That's where the story should end. Okay, Death Triangle won. Move on.
No.
Of course not.
Later on in the show, announced a best of 7 between the two Trios teams. A best of 7. And that match counted in the best of 7. So we have a retroactive best of 7 series.
So in other words, it's how can we make sure that the Elite still win the title, but it doesn't look like we're just giving it to them their first day back?
Something along those lines.
Because you know the Elite are going to win 4 of the 7.
I give a massive prop to Tony Schiavone, who, when selling this whole thing, brought up the old best of 7 series with Magnum TA and Nikita Koloff, which is legendary. I mean, that was an incredible best of 7
there was
series.
Also, wasn't there a best of 7 between Sheamus and Claudio Castagnoli?
Yes, but that was not legendary.
No, but it was actually a very good series. That's what got the bar together.
It was a good series, but now we get to watch probably 6 more spot fests.
And since we're in Vegas, I will make you one other bet. It will go all 7. I don't think there's ever been a best. I don't think there's ever been a best of 7 that ended in 5.
Could you imagine if Death Triangle lost 4 in a row? That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, you want to just say it's not a best of 7; it's 7 matches.
Yeah, well,
because
it could end in 6.
It's no.
Why not?
Because it never does.
It should.
What?
Well, it should end in 1.
They won't.
Well, a rematch would have been good. I don't mind a feud between these guys, but the best of 7, and it gets too predictable.
Right, and only that, but the next match is this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. If I'm gonna do a rematch, I don't need a rematch 3 days later of what I just saw.
Well, now you got a best of 7. You got to get in before over the next 6 or 7 weeks. So yeah.
But it's just asinine. If you want to give the belts to the Elite, then give it to the Elite. But don't make it so incredulous that it's going to be, here you go. Like I said, it is so predictable at this point that the Elites are going to win the title.
No, so we're getting a best of 7, and I think it's going to be fun. But one thing that my other problem with this is, you've got to make 6 more matches that somehow have to stand out from each other.
Well, one of them's going to end in a DQ.
Well, but I'm saying in terms of what you're doing in the ring.
Yeah, I know, but one team's going to end up being up 3-1, so they're going to purposely get disqualified in one match by beating the other team so badly and doing things in a cheating manner, so that's why they automatically get a loss.
I'm going to go, it'll be 2-2.
It's going to do.
I think it'll be 2-2.
We'll do the Karate Kid 3 thing. When he take a point, lose a point, take a point, lose a point.
Yeah, let's alternate it just for fun.
It probably will be 2. No, I'm telling you, one of them's going to have a big lead. They're going to lose one on purpose, thinking that they can.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who wins Game 4 of the series.
There you go. That's how Game 5 is the big one.
Yeah. All right. So we had that, but yeah, definitely a good match though. And then we get to the next one: Jade Cargill defending her TBS championship against Nyla Rose.
Didn't see this coming a mile away.
And of course, Cargill wins. I mean, that's not a surprise. She gets her belt back, but the finish was good. There were some decent spots in this, but man, Jade is still clunky. I hate to bust on her.
You'd think by now she would have learned to be less clunky, and it hasn't happened.
She needs the right people in the ring with her, and it's not that Nyla Rose isn't experienced. Of course, she's a former AEW Women's Champion, but Jade wasn't ready. I mean, if they would have trained her for 6 more months before they got her started, I think they'd have been a little better off. But Jade is just, she's learning on the job. And so you kind of have to keep that in mind. And she's an incredible physical specimen. And I think that's why they rushed it. I mean, you wanted to get her out there because she just looks incredible. But it was okay.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it at this point except for just keep trotting her out there and hope she gets better. The problem is she's not getting better.
Well, I think she is, but it's
not in the increments that she needs to be getting better, especially as a champion.
And the other issue she's going to have is now that the streak is up to 43-0, if I remember correctly.
They going to start chanting Goldberg when she walks out.
Eventually, but I don't think it's going to get that far. I don't think it will.
Who do you have take the title off her?
Probably somebody like Britt Baker. Maybe that's why Britt lost.
You can't jump ahead.
I did jump a little, but that's okay. I'm watching the clock too.
I noticed that.
But yeah, because it's new digs, by the way.
Yeah, I like the new digs.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah, we've moved. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Moving on up to the east side.
Did we move to the east side? No, we're on the west.
We're in a deluxe apartment in the sky high.
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
All right, we'll stop. But yeah, we should mention, by the way, we do have a new home with Odyssey. And if you want to download the app, you can listen to us there, too.
I think you should download the Odyssey
They love us to mention that.
Because they do a fantastic job with everything.
Yeah, so check that out.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Sorry, that was just money going into my bank account.
Yeah. We'll get one more in here before we head to the break. The Ring of Honor World Championship match. And this was
Fatal 4-Way.
This was a really good match.
It really when you have those four athletes in there, how could it not be?
Chris Jericho, the defending champion, takes on Bryan Danielson. Claudio Castagnoli, of course, for you WWE fans that aren't aware, that was Cesaro, and Sammy Guevara. Chris and Sammy are in the Jericho Appreciation Society. You've got Danielson and Castagnoli, who are in the Blackpool Combat Club. And Jericho ends up winning this thing. But this had some really wild moments. Sammy sort of turning on Chris after Chris landed on him after doing a lion salt.
Yeah, but and as Chris explained afterwards, it was just sportsmanship.
Yeah, it's a match.
Yeah, exactly.
But Danielson and Castagnoli got into it too. So you didn't just have them teaming up. This was a legit four-way, and I thought everybody did a fantastic job.
Now, was Danielson and Castagnoli going against each other foreshadowing of what's going to happen with the Blackpool Combat Club?
Well, we're going to get to that. But
I didn't give anything away. All I said was foreshadowing.
Yeah, but this was a terrific match. And
like I said, how could you not have it with those four wrestlers?
Yeah, and Jericho moves on as the Ocho, continues his reign as the Ring of Honor World Champion. The announcers were getting into an argument whether Chris is the greatest Ring of Honor champion of all time. Already, I'm like, Ian Riccaboni said, hey, Samoa Joe had a 600-plus day reign as ROH champion. So, I don't know about that.
There were some other good ones that they probably didn't mention, like Tyler Black.
Yeah. May not mention him. But the interesting part about this now is Jericho is now going to wrestle Ishii on Dynamite coming up on Wednesday, so that's going to be a fun match, but of course Jericho's going to go over. This is going to be really interesting as he tries to wipe out all of the past champions of Ring of Honor. Who's going to be the one to knock him off?
It depends if there's a former Ring of Honor champion that is with another company that may have their contract ending soon that can come over. Or
if someone gets reinstated.
Yes.
We'll throw that possibility out too. Just for fun.
Who could that be?
I don't know.
I will say that I like the fact that Jericho still is winning with the Judas effect.
Yeah.
And he's not going to the Code Breaker or the Lion Salt or the Lion Tamer. It's the Judas effect is the finishing move that he's using to win.
Yeah. Well, you know what I like to finish up with?
Oh, good Lord.
I like to finish up with a show with a great breakfast.
I knew that was coming.
Yes, you did. And if you are out there driving around Las Vegas right now and you're saying, what is this Mark Hoke guy talking about here on his show?
They say that for the entire 2 hours.
That they do. Head on over to Unique Eats. Great food by celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco. unbelievable omelets, breakfast, and if you want lunch, you've
Booze.
got pastas.
They have booze.
Yeah, they've got booze. You've got great pastas, sandwiches, award-winning pizzas, and I finally had one of Dom's pizzas. Dear Lord, my belly will never be the same again. That lump of fat that is there will never go away, and I don't want it to because it was that great. So if you're looking for some terrific food, and they have a liquor license now, so you can get mimosas, all that fun stuff, head on over to Unique Eats. That is at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100.
Only thing better than the food is the service.
Service is fantastic, too. Smoothies, vegetarian menu, and they cater as well. So give Dom a call, 702-992-3038, 702-992-3038, UniqueEatsLV.com, UniqueEatsLV.com, or just drive on over there right now, pig out, and have a great time. All right, so I guess we're going to be headed to break here pretty shortly. There it is.
Oh, that's the music.
It is.
Vandergrift.
No! Stop. Go away, fish. We will be back with more on the Mark Hoke Show, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment here in Las Vegas on KDWN 101.5 FM 720. We'll talk of Las Vegas. Stick around. More Full Gear. There's a new champ, maybe. I don't know. There's a couple, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll be right back.
When it comes to having the right attorney in your corner, you want to have a proven winner on your side, and Russell Dutch Boyd of VegasCounsel.com knows how to win in Las Vegas. Boyd graduated at 18 years old from law school and is also a 3-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. And no matter what legal challenges you're facing, Boyd will help you through it all. As a litigation attorney, he covers multiple areas of law, including personal injury, business law and startup, cyber law, and crypto clients, and whatever else you might need to navigate the legal waters of Las Vegas and beyond. Just visit VegasCounsel.com to set up your free initial consultation today. That's VegasCounsel.com and let Dutch Boyd help you win today. Once again, that's Russell Boyd at VegasCounsel.com. Tired of the same boring food when you're out for breakfast or lunch? I'm Mark Hoke, and I have an idea for a different place to go with unique food you're sure to enjoy, and that's Unique Eats. Take some time out of your busy day and stop on in to Unique Eats, featuring celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco and his friendly staff. Whether it's a great start to your day with one of Unique Eats' amazing omelets, or lunch with his incredible sandwiches, pasta, and award-winning pizzas, you'll be in for a fantastic dining experience that won't break the bank. Unique Eats also features a smoothie bar and full vegetarian menu as well. Plus, if you need catering, you can count on Unique Eats no matter what the occasion. So what are you waiting for? Get on over to Unique Eats at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100, open daily until 3 p.m. Call them at 702-992-3038 or visit UniqueEatsLV.com for their full menu and catering info. Break out of the same old routine and have a great meal at Unique Eats today.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, and we are back on the Mark Hoke Show. The best in pro wrestling news, entertainment in the multiverse. That's right. We declared that. So be it. That's how it is. Right, Fish?
Without a doubt. And, you know, in that multiverse, I beat Vandergrift in every one of them.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You...
Told you, I'm locking in
this
the
is
fish.
like if this was the Infinity War, you know, the one
I'm locking in the fish hook and it's over.
There's no one.
I'm locking in the fish hook and it's over.
Let it go. You're done. But best in pro wrestling news and
scared.
entertainment. Stop. I'm Mark Hoke and your Fish Fain.
That's me.
Hopefully get Joe DeFalco later on. Of course, he's got that big card coming up tonight. FSW Vegas down at the Silver Nugget. So make sure you get on over there. And you can meet little old me. Fish?
I'll go with the old part.
Oh.
I don't know about the little.
Come on. Be nice.
I am being nice.
I know.
I'm just being honest.
You don't have to be that honest.
Come on. I'm honest in everything.
There are people listening to us around the world that haven't seen a picture of me. And yes, I am a little chunky right now. I apologize. But I'm still cute.
I didn't say you weren't cute. I just said you weren't little.
Unbelievable. But best in pro wrestling news here on KDWN 101.5 FM 720 AM. We are the talk of Las Vegas as we continue on talking about Full Gear last night from All Elite Wrestling, their big pay-per-view that has the world talking for a lot of reasons, a ton of them. So let's continue on from where we left off here. We had Saraya, the former Page in AEW, making her return after 5 years being out of the ring.
It was just nice to know that she didn't get hurt.
Taking on Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D. Of course, the promos leading up to this got a little, I don't know, odd.
No, it got a little a little self-centered.
Yeah, it was
a little whiny.
Strange lead up, but solid match. And I've got to say this. First, they did a lot of spots where Saraya was taking bumps with neck breakers and things like that, DDTs. So
they're trying to prove that her neck is fine.
Yes, and one thing that you really have to give Britt Baker credit for is she took very good care of Saraya in this match.
Yes, she did. Without being obvious that she was taking good care of her.
That is, and that's kind of the first rule of wrestling is don't hurt your opponent. Whoever you're in there.
Unless you're JBL and your opponent's the Blue Meanie.
Well, yeah, there are certain circumstances. But in general, the best wrestlers are the ones that protect the people that they're working with.
And that's what made, all joke aside, that's what made guys like The Undertaker and what makes John Cena so great is they are very protective of the people they wrestle.
And Britt did her job last night.
Very impressively.
Now, but here was my question, and there's some people wondering about this. Should Saraya have gone over last night winning this match? I don't know. I mean,
I think Saraya had to win the match.
Why?
Because there's no point in bringing someone like that in, having her cut the promos she cut, only to have her lose.
But Britt's the bad guy.
Doesn't matter.
The
hero has to win once in a while. If it was for the title, then no, I don't think you have Saraya win.
See, but I do think that this hurt Britt Baker in a way. It was clean finish, little abrupt at the end. I think they kind of got a notification from the ref that hey,
wrap it up.
Time's running out.
Right.
Home.
I don't think it hurts Britt Baker in the sense that Saraya is going to go down in history as one of the all-time great women wrestlers.
Okay.
She was the start of the women's revolution in the WWE.
She's pretty good. I don't know if I'd go that far, but she's.
In her place in history, maybe not as a wrestler, but her place in history is cemented because of what she did in the WWE.
We'll see about that. I'm not that big on her, but this is going to be very interesting to see how they move forward from here.
That's the next question: if they make her untouchable or not.
I don't think this is over between the two of them. I'd like to see them work together more. I thought they were good dance partners, and for Saraya to be able to get out there, and she wasn't perfect. Obviously, she hasn't been in the ring, and she just got cleared 18 days ago to wrestle,
right?
Ish. So kind of got to shake that rust off. But she did well, and I think Britt led the way and took good care of her. And I thought
more than I think people
match.
Realize, your opponent makes the match.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily how good a wrestler you are. It's how good a person you're with and how your styles mesh in the ring. I mean, certain guys like Bret Hart could wrestle anybody, and it would be a great match.
Right. And Dr. Britt Baker has really proven herself as one of the all-time best wrestlers in AEW. I think she's certainly, even though she's not the champion, to me, she's still the face of that women's division. And she'll continue to do so, I think. So good match there. But Dr. Britt Baker goes down last night.
Down goes Baker. Down goes Baker.
Now we get to one that I'm not happy with.
Okay.
I did not like the way this wrapped up. Sting, of course, the 62-year-old Stinger, wearing his black baggy outfit. Yeah, he doesn't look good in tights anymore, kids. Teaming with Darby Allin, his young protege, and the other dark, evil, well, not evil anymore.
Sting's old enough to have wrestled Ric Flair when Ric Flair was still young.
Right. taking on Jeff Jarrett, making his AEW debut. Of course, Jarrett's working behind the scenes.
This was the AARP portion of the show.
Again, and Jay Lethal with Sanjay Dutt and the giant former NBA player Satnam Singh in the corner. Now, when we talked about this match last week, we felt that the move to help this little group out with Jay Lethal and Satnam was for Jarrett and Lethal to go over. That did not happen last night.
It did not.
Some cool spots, and I got to say Singh looked solid in what he did. But Sting and Darby Allin get the clean win.
They love Darby Allin.
They do. Well, and the thing is, and I guess this is something that we didn't take into account, Sting has not lost a match since he has debuted in AEW. Now, he's not wrestled in singles. They've all been tag matches, either 6-man or with Darby.
Yeah, I don't think they could allow him to wrestle a singles match right now.
Oh, it wouldn't be Ric Flair last match bad.
No, but it wouldn't be much better.
But Sting can still go. If you have the right partner, he'd be okay. But Sting and Darby Allin go over in this match, and I got to say, here's my problem. And you're starting to see we have some booking cracks here. What is this group with Jarrett, Lethal, Dutt, and Singh doing? The answer's nothing.
Exactly.
At this point, those guys are dead.
Yeah, there's no storyline here to further. And, well, that begs the point to me, and this is my issue with AEW, basically from the beginning. What was the point of even bringing in Jay Lethal? Because they've done nothing with Jay Lethal.
No, they haven't.
And he's one of, people who know him, he's one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me. And now you're trying to develop Satnam Singh into being a true giant. Of course, he was a center in the NBA, so just picture that. He's huge. Huge man.
And he's the reason why Jeff Jarrett made the joke about Braun Strowman
with
the red skinny jeans.
And so now you lose the match. So where does that leave all of these guys? Jarrett and Lethal losing on their own, just if you took that match in a vacuum and said, hey, we're going to put these 4 guys in the ring together, okay. But you continue to kill Jay Lethal. Dutt is just running around being a maniac, which is okay. That's fine. But you're trying to build Singh up. And
it's not helping. And not only that, but what does the win do for Sting and Darby Allin?
Nothing. It would have been good for Jay and Singh moving forward to win this match.
Well, the problem is,
however it happens, you can do Jarrett with a guitar or whatever.
Right.
And that's fine.
The problem is the only way you can have that happen is they can't go over on Darby Allin. They have to go over on Sting, and they're not going to have Sting lose the match.
No, they're not.
And that's the problem. So they book themselves into a corner. Because if you have them go over on Darby Allin, it kills anything you're doing with Darby Allin.
Right. I just think this was a mistake.
I completely concur.
I really do. Of course, we're on the Mark Hoke Show. KDWN 101.5 FM, 720 AM, Talk of Las Vegas, best in pro wrestling news and entertainment.
Because on Wednesday on Dynamite, what are you when Sting and Darby Allin show up? What are you doing with them?
I don't know, because Darby's kind of already had the singles run.
Yeah, who you challenging? You're challenging the Acclaimed.
You can't take on the Acclaimed.
Exactly.
No, bad idea. I think they already wrestled, if I remember right, a while back. So I don't know, but like I said, pointless. Now we get to one that the flow of AEW's women's division has seriously changed because of this match. As Jaime Hayter challenged Toni Storm for the AEW Interim Women's Championship last night.
And you know how I feel about the Interim title.
I don't like it either.
Just call it the dang title.
But let me get to that part after we go through the match. And Jaime Hayter, who was the bad girl in this one, the heel, was getting cheered like crazy in Newark. She is so over, it's ridiculous.
It's going to do what happened to Seth Rollins and what is happening sort of to the Bloodline. They're becoming faces, or at least anti-heroes, so that people love them.
And Jaime Hayter put on a show last night, and so did Toni Storm. Both fantastic yesterday. Maybe a little glitch here or there, but overall, I mean, both of them.
But it's got to suck to know that you're the face going into a match and know that you're not going to get the biggest pop.
No, and Tony was, I mean, she wasn't getting booed out of the building. That happened later, but Tony loses the match. Jaime Hayter is now the interim women's champion. And Jaime Hayter's time. And it was funny because Jamie was like, oh, we're going to do this on my own. No, she didn't. Rebel comes down. She hits Tony with a belt. Doesn't work out. Britt Baker comes out. She's dressed in all black with a Hayter t-shirt. She interferes. But that wasn't where the fall came. Hayter gets it later. But Jaime Hayter is now the women's champion.
Interim.
And I think this is great. It's a terrific reward to me for someone who's really worked her way up and has gotten herself over with the crowd. And
what do they do with Hayter now, though? Because she's so over.
Well, see, that's a tricky part, and we're gonna mold that question in with somebody else on the card later, because we have the same circumstance going on. But my question at this point is, Tony Khan in the media scrum. Tony Khan's the owner of All Elite Wrestling. Said he had considered stripping Thunder Rosa of the women's championship. Thunder Rosa is the lineal women's champion, but she got hurt right before All Out.
She got hurt in air quotes.
And Tony Storm ended up winning the championship, the interim championship that they made. And now Jaime Hayter is interim. Thunder Rosa's still on the sideline after months. And
again, air quotes.
This is, to me, just, it's time to strip Rosa of the title. I think this hurts Tony a little bit too. Not because of what she did in the ring, but in terms of history and lineage. If you're following this, she technically was never the women's champion.
No.
Even though she was. And she was going to go over in this when she was going to wrestle Thunder Rosa. So she was going to win the championship anyway.
But now she doesn't have that shot.
And it puts Tony in just a weird place.
Because if Thunder Rosa comes back even next week, say, and wrestles...
Oh, Tony would kill her.
But she wrestles... But the first match she's going to have is with Jaime Hayter.
Right.
If Thunder Rosa beats her and keeps the championship, you cannot put Tony Storm as her next opponent.
Look, the interim thing works in boxing. It works in UFC. Because you're having legitimate fights. But for these guys, no. And
all you have to do is, like I said, when the injured party comes back, they automatically get the first shot.
Right.
That's all you have to say, and you don't have to have the interim title, and then Tony Storm's title would have been legitimate.
The interim thing just... And give Tony Khan credit for trying this, because on paper, it made sense. We saw it happen with Cody, but the first time when it happened with Cody in the TNT title, he got COVID, and so they pulled the belt off of him because they didn't know when he was coming back, but of course he was back in a week and a half. So it was kind of silly, and then Sammy's running around with 2 belts on him. So that didn't work out. We had the Jon Moxley.
Was Sammy 2 belts?
No, we didn't do that. But they did refer to somebody else as a 2-belt person last night. It just doesn't make sense in professional wrestling. And it's if someone's hurt, it's been the tradition, you just forfeit the title, come back later.
Right.
And I really hope that maybe Tony makes some sort of announcement, strip Thunder Rosa, and say Tony Storm was a lineal champion, and just kind of clean that up.
I doubt they'll do that, but
they should.
We'll see.
But this is going to be fun with Jaime Hayter going forward.
Yeah, because I don't know what you do with her. Because you can't have her still run with Britt Baker. And
she's still running with Britt Baker.
No, the problem is if you do, but Jaime Hayter's over and Britt Baker isn't.
Oh, Britt's still over.
Not like Jaime Hayter is.
Yeah, they both are. They're all right. But it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Then we have the tag team championship, the Acclaimed. Our good buddy Max Caster, who was on the show. You can listen to him on one of our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com. And Anthony Bowens taking on Swerve in Our Glory. That is Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee.
Who are no longer...
They have been separated.
Yes, they have.
Not amicably.
Now, the question becomes, because Keith Lee's wife is now the newest member of the WWE universe, Does that mean Keith Lee comes back?
He's still under contract for a while.
I don't know how long his contract is because he wasn't a huge contract, I'd imagine, that signed.
It's at least 3.
You sure?
It's either 3 or 5.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to be there for a while. But, of course, the Acclaim goes over, and the resulting issue was Mr. Strickland slapped Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee's very large.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
And Mr. Lee did not appreciate it.
No, he did not.
And said, bye-bye. Good luck.
And then Mr. Strickland got his butt whooped.
Yes. But I got to say, Swerve and Keith both looked really good. And Swerve, I didn't realize how psychologically good he is in the ring. He's amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny because
wow.
I think Hit Row really misses him.
They do. He just has the mannerisms and the things that he does to convey his devilishness in the ring is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
So he's going to be the heel and Keith Lee is going to be the face when they match up because they will definitely be facing off.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to be great to watch.
That's a nice storyline they have separated now. So now you can have the Acclaim moving on to other tag teams because the Swerve in Our Glory is no longer there.
Yep. So there you go. Acclaim continues their reign. We'll probably be talking about this match more if we get Joe back on here. But then the main event.
Da-da-da-da.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to do it the right way.
Uh-huh.
Taking on Jon Moxley.
And it was a great match.
For the AEW World Championship.
It was a great match. And the best part was when he was going to use the diamond ring, and William Regal said,
Yeah, of course, Moxley is in the Blackpool Combat Club, comes down to the ring with the leader of the group,
coach,
William
or the
Regal.
manager, or whatever you want to call it. Or former.
And I got to say, first, the match was very, very good.
It was done very well.
If you don't need the flippy crazy stuff, this was your match.
The flippy flippers?
Yeah, this was your match. And I've said it a million times about MJF. He has studied the wrestlers of the past. He knows how to do things right in the ring without doing crazy spots.
For a guy as young as he is really, and he said it on a podcast. He said, there's 2 guys in wrestling right now that are the top of the game, me and Roman Reigns.
And MJF and Mox both did a great job. Of course, Mox booed out of the building. The crowd's going crazy for MJF.
Oh, everyone loves MJF. He's he is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It is along those lines at this point. But Mox went full heel in this match. The fingers were flying to the fans. The profanities.
The vacation is coming.
The winter is coming shows up, but for Mox, vacation is coming. CM Punk delayed that. But Mox went full heel. MJF went babyface most of the match until right at the end.
When William Regal
turned
heel.
So we had a ref bump that the referee gets knocked out, and then another referee gets knocked out. MJF is in trouble. Mox has him tapping out, but there's no referee. Moxley goes to Regal, and Regal's telling him, get the ref. So as he goes to get a referee, Regal pulls out his legendary brass knuck,
tosses him to MJF.
MJF gets the knucks.
And there was no question that's who he was giving them to.
No, there was no doubt. It was a beautiful distraction.
It wasn't like when Paul Heyman dropped the belt and said, go get the belt.
Yeah, and MJF knocks out
Moxley.
And becomes the new AEW World Championship. The generational talent has his world title. Crowd's going crazy for the bad guy. This was something else, man. What a scene.
It really was. And the biggest question, well, not the biggest question, one of the questions to me, one of the things that came to my mind first is what happens to Blackpool Combat Club now?
Well, see, we had all sorts of issues with the BCC because Danielson has been Danielson has already been kind of frayed with them as is because of some of the stuff that he was doing. And now the leader of the club just took out their world champion. I think the BCC is pretty much done. And
it's a shame because I actually liked that faction.
Yeah, it was a good group. But, yeah, that's toast. And they were selling a lot of merchandise off that, too.
MJF going to start coming down with William Regal now?
That remains to be seen. If they do a thing where, I was just passing this on to the next generation.
I mean, you have to have William Regal on Dynamite address it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is gonna be a great episode of Dynamite. But your thoughts just overall on MJF becoming the world champion?
I love it. I mean, he is so over right now, and if Tony Khan doesn't pay him whatever he wants, he's an idiot.
I agree. He has to.
I mean, and I guarantee you the WWE will offer him whatever he wants. So,
yeah. Oh, by the way, I skipped a match, and I apologize. I screwed up there real quick. Samoa Joe, by the way, wins the TNT title.
Love Samoa Joe.
Taking out Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs. Didn't help Hobbs last night.
Nope.
That didn't help Hobbs.
And that doesn't help Wardlow either.
Well, I think you get a good feud with Samoa Joe and Wardlow.
Yeah,
you finally got a opponent for Wardlow on that for the TNT title. That's going to be fun.
I love Samoa Joe, so him winning it made me very happy.
Yeah, but I feel bad for Hobbs. I was reading a review on Bleacher Report and it said Hobbs is going to make somebody else money, but his name's going to be Triple H.
I can see that.
So
reminds me of Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, well, but not even close, dude. Hobbs way better than that. All right. Hey, guys, we are going to be coming back for a second hour in just a little bit. We'll see if Mr. DeFalco can show up or if it'll be Fish and I the rest of the way.
Vandergriff.
Let it go. But stick around for more here on The Mark Hoke Show, KDWN. We appreciate you joining us. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Hour number 2 coming up. And we've got Survivor Series coming up this week. More pay-per-views. It's going to be a blast. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.